All right, OMAR TYREE in front of the Public Library of Philadelphia, man, 19th and Vine in the historic area, right near the Art Museum and Ben Franklin Museum. This way the Eagles gonna do another picnic in March, man, if we win that Super Bowl. We was waiting to do it this year, but it didn't happen. I was all set up to come back home, man, it didn't happen. But this the area, it's gonna be jam-packed. The Eagles win the Super Bowl again.
OMAR TYREE, author, filmmaker extraordinaire. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to our audience?
All right, well, we down here shooting in front of the Public Library of Philadelphia, and I actually came up down here. We got an area in West Philly that's right over here behind y'all, and that's the bottom area. That's the bottom of West Philly. The zoo was around the corner, so I grew up in this area, you know, from 0 to about 9. And then at age 9, we moved up to Mount Airy. You know, like the Jefferson show, where we're moving on up. I got up there, and you had Mount Airy, Germantown, and West Oak Lane. They call it Uptown now. And that's where all the black people that got a little, we have a lot of money, we had a little money to move up there and then go to Catholic school and, you know, get pretty looking when we, you know, became teenagers. And so that's where the whole fly girl thing came from in the 80s. I was in the right neighborhood. We were the flyest neighborhood in Philadelphia, man. Mount Airy, West Oak Lane, Germantown, fly and fly. And so that's where the whole idea came from. But I was always a storyteller. Right down here in West Philly, my mom was the oldest of 8. My father was the oldest of 4. And back then it was a baby boom era where you had cousins and, you know, a whole lot of family members. So I had all these aunts and uncles and cousins all around me all the time. And we all loved, you know, going to the movies and telling stories. And I was the youngest around all these old heads. And so I got to hear a whole lot of stuff and see a whole lot of stuff I wasn't supposed to see and wasn't supposed to hear. And so let's just say I grew up early, you know, and so I became a storyteller that way, played football, you know, typical Philadelphian, getting in trouble, fighting in the whole 9. And, you know, storytelling is my thing. So I've been doing that really my whole life, man, going to the movies, memorizing lines and all that. We used to go to the Capitol Center at 52nd Street in West Philly, walk up Lancaster Avenue. And so we used to have downtown movies all over the place. You know, that's when they had singular theaters. So you can go down to Chestnut Street. Chestnut Street had like 20 different theaters that were individual theaters. You know, that's how movies were back in the day in the 70s and 80s. So, you know, I'm a 70s, 80s kid. I was born in 69, but you were a baby in 69. I really grew up in the 70s of Philadelphia. So that's who I am. Central High School grad, and I've been down this library a whole lot down here. So that's a little bit of, you know, spill on OMAR TYREE. West Philadelphia, born and raised, then he moved to Mount Airy, came out of Central High, went to the University of Pittsburgh, graduated from Howard University. HU! You know, down there in DC, Chocolate City. So I'm as black as you can get. I know I'm light skinned, but I'm as black as you can get, dude. Right on. You talking about Fly Girl?
Yes!
I mean, it's the most successful because girls read more than guys do. You know, the book I really love, I got a book called Just Say No. It's about an R&B singer and all the addictions that you end up running into when the whole world wants you. You know what I mean? Like Chris Brown, when he got in trouble with Rihanna, he was on top of the world riding in a yellow Lamborghini with a chick with him, and they was about to go to this party before the Grammys and all that. And whatever happened in that car, the next day people hated him. You know, so I wrote a book like that before that happened, way before that happened, called Just Say No. My book came out before R. Kelly got in trouble, you know what I mean? And it's a whole lot of singers that get in trouble all the time because that's a whole lot of power. Women lose their minds when you can sing for them, dude. And so, yeah, I wrote that book. That's my favorite. But Fly Girl, the girls love the book. It's their story. It's inner city. It's Philadelphia. And all the girls relate to it, and they outread boys like 30 to 1. So there's nothing I can do about that. The girls took it and ran with it. It's a good story. Got great guys in there, great history of Philadelphia. But it's like my 5th favorite as far as the books I've written. I got another book called Leslie out of New Orleans. I love that book. I got a business book called Pecking Order that I love. So Fly Girl, I mean, the girls took it and ran with it, and they love it. So sometimes I feel like a one-hit wonder, like that's all they want to read, you know. But once we finally get to do the movie, it's a good book, but I want to make sure that you get the masculine parts in it, because G was definitely attracted to masculine Philadelphia dudes, you know what I mean? And I know them cats because I played football, and so we got a big locker room when you play football. Basketball got a small locker room. When you play football, it's like 30, 40, 50 dudes in there, you know, so you know all the types. And so I know all the types, man. I went to school with them, you know, hung out with them, did parties with them, the whole nine. And that's where Fly Girl came from. It's not just the fly girls, it's the fly guys that they date, you know, so it's both of them. And it's a Philadelphia story that was classic. But a lot of my other books are classic too. But Fly Girl is the one because girls outread guys, and so they keep reading that book. I can't get guys to read like that. They just don't, guys ain't into reading as much as girls are. But they will watch the movie. They'll do that. You know that.